Alright, welcome back. We have the first ever international episode of Stadium Reviews. Episode number 3, we're going to be looking at Sudbury Community Arena, the home rink for the Sudbury Wolves. So this is going to take us back to March 2020. You know, being in the northern United States, most kids on their very last spring break ever take a trip down to Florida. Well, I wouldn't be most kids because instead I took a trip to Canada because that's just what we do. And of course, me being me, if I'm in Canada, of course I'm going to go to a hockey game. Alright, well, let's get into it. Before we get started, I want to give some quick background on junior hockey. So the Canadian Hockey League, CHL, is the top junior league in Canada with players aged 16 to 21. The CHL is an umbrella league that encompasses 3 leagues and 60 teams. In the East, we have the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, QMJHL, with teams in Quebec, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and Prince Edward Island. In the West, we have the Western Hockey League, WHL, with teams in British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Washington, and Oregon. And finally, the Ontario Hockey League, OHL, with teams in Ontario, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. The Sudbury Wolves of the Ontario Hockey League play at Sudbury Community Arena. The stadium opened in 1951, and the Wolves started playing there in 1972. Major renovations took place in 2007, which brings the capacity to 4,640 for ice hockey games. The arena is situated in the downtown area of Greater Sudbury, just north of Ramsey Lake. The outside of the arena has a very old industrial brick feel to it. Upon arriving at the arena, you're greeted by a life-size statue of Stompin' Tom Connors, and this is because of his famous song, Sudbury Saturday Night. However, I know Stompin' Tom Connors because of the hockey song. You know, the hockey song, right? Hello out there, we're on the air, it's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. Okay, that's enough of that before I get carried away and go on a whole tangent and play the entire song. Anyways, so outside the arena, there's also this giant blow-up wolf, and it's kind of creepy how it has blood in its teeth because it looks like it's eating the people. However, of course I insisted of entering through the wolf's mouth because how else would you enter a nice arena? So we got our tickets in the giant atrium and went straight up the steps to have a look at the rink. So, since the rink was opened in 1951, it certainly shows its age both on the inside and out. However, I still discovered a lot of interesting things here. So, look at how they have one of these commentating booths. It's kind of just hung up in the rafters way up there. But also, who doesn't love a good portrait of the Queen? So, by roaming around, I discovered some interesting things. First off, the benches are on opposite sides, which isn't too rare to see, so nothing too noteworthy there. However, the entrance ramp for the Zamboni is right smack dab in the middle of the ice, which is something I have never seen before. Right before the game, the Wolves mascot Howler was skating around to amp everyone up for tonight's matchup against the Mississauga Steelheads. Our seats were located down in section 20, and we picked that section because, well, to be honest, it was the cheapest. And we're like, oh, there's a cute wolf on the map. Sure, let's just go by the wolf. Little did we know, there was an actual taxidermy wolf hanging above our section. And then the best thing happened after the Wolves scored their first goal. So the taxidermy wolf is on a pulley, and every time Sudbury scores, the wolf goes out over the ice and stares at the visiting team's bench before retreating back to its perch high above our section. And that blew my mind, and I thought it was absolutely hilarious. There's a lot to be said about the overall production of the game. I thought they did a very good job with little cute gags on the scoreboard throughout, like the Will Smith Men in Black memory eraser after the other team scored a goal. So during the intermissions, they had some fun entertainment with this guy singing and playing guitar. However, I did a lot of exploring of the lower level of the stadium. So not only could I partially see into the visitors' locker room, but also I really liked this big snow pile from the Zamboni. And right when I was thinking, wow, this is a kind of old dated arena and they could use some upgrades, I had this realization where I was just overcome with this sense of how much history this building has had in the past, 70 odd years, and how much this building has a story to tell. And I think that's really cool about, me doing these episodes and these videos is kind of finding the really cool, unique things in things that you don't think are cool and unique. Because on the outside, this just looks like an old stadium, but you get in there and there's just so many cool things and so much history to be absorbed. And then kind of right after that realization, I got taken back a bit and reminded of the days when I used to go to college hockey games and always get high fives from the players coming out. Unfortunately, the game ended in a 4-3 shootout loss for the Sudbury Wolves at the hands of the Mississauga Steelheads. However, it is safe to say that I now have a favorite OHL team, as the whole community feel of being at the game was so cool, and obviously I had to carry on my tradition, get a puck. I'm already trying to plan my next trip back to Sudbury, hopefully in 2023, and when that time comes, I'm definitely going to have to be purchasing a Sudbury Wolves jersey. And before we close out, a massive shout out to my girlfriend Jordan for coming along. She actually had the idea in the first place to go to Canada, and of course I was totally on board with it. We actually visited a few places in Ontario on this trip, and Sudbury was by far our favorite, especially the skating path on Ramsey Lake, which was super cool. If you've never been to Sudbury, it's definitely worth checking out, especially Science North, which was a super fun place. Something really weird is when we left Sudbury, the Mississauga Steelheads bus actually passed us on the highway headed south. Awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wanted to give a quick shout out. The shirt I got at the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto. If you are a hockey fan, I highly, highly, highly recommend checking out the Hockey Hall of Fame. They have so many cool things, so many artifacts. I spent so long in there and it is an absolute blast. So worth the time and money to pay for entrance. But yes, thank you so much for watching. So this is my third episode in 3 weeks. The goal is that this summer I'm going to try to get out one episode per week. Normally Sunday morning. We're going to see if that holds up. I have a large backlog of ones I want to do, and also a lot of trips planned this summer and exciting things planned. So fingers crossed we can keep that one a week promise. Anyways, have a great week. Thanks. Bye.